Alright, guys, we're back for round six's review of the Supercoach 2022 season. It's abysmal at the moment, honestly. 2076, the week score, not good, not great. It's just bad, honestly. I could have got 2100. I messed up on one spot, which was just like it was late night. I wasn't thinking straight. But yeah, just not good at the moment. 29k is really rough. A lot of if you understand what a Facebook team is, then you get what I'm saying. A lot of Facebook teams are working this year, and it's really making rank hard. Like, harder than it's usually been. Like, you have to take a lot of risks, and for some reason, they're all getting rewarded. Like, all of them. Well, like the previously thought to be smart plays are not working. It's an interesting season, no doubt. It's going to be funny to see what happens next year. To like, what are starting teams next year? Is it just going to be like 20 pod players or something like that? Like, people are going to start all mid prices next year after this year, and I think next year might be really easy in terms of like getting up rank, because I can't see this going 2 years in a row. You know, all these mid price, like Brody's worked, all weeks apart from this one. Naisha's worked, Cornelio worked, but you know that was always going to work. Berry's worked, apart from when I traded him. Before that it wasn't great. Then after it, of course, he was. Wits was cheap. It was like 300k he's worked. It's a weird year this year. A lot of these like usually doesn't work type of plays has just been really working, and it's tough. Getting into a couple of scores. The midfield sucked, but we'll get into that. Crisp 103. Great first half. He was on like, I think 70 something at halftime. And then it just dried up. He didn't do much in the second half. A little bit in the third, but then nothing in the fourth. Which, when it comes to scaling, if you're not doing anything in the fourth, then you're probably going to lose points more than you gain them. Hewitt was good. There was someone missing from the Carlton midfield. I can't remember who it was. Maybe was it Chera? I can't remember. But yeah, we still haven't seen them all together, which is a bit annoying. But if you can put this up with Cripps in the team, Walsh in the team, then I think he's fine. I think this is probably D1, honestly. This is like a Zeeble from last year. Bit more expensive, so maybe close to Hall, but it's worked. It's good. Sicily 113. I was pretty scared after the first quarter because he was on 8, and I was like, oh no, here we go. Another player I've traded in, and they just dropped form, and it's just, already earlier in the weekend had a player I traded in just not perform, so wasn't looking good. But then for 3 quarters, he put up 90 something, so yeah, it worked. It's pretty good. Short, like I said last week, it was just a matchup thing. So back to the normal Richmond game plan, and would you look at that? He gets over 110. This is the defender line that you want. You probably want Stewart somewhere in here, but that's about it. Then this spot here, God damn, this is ruining my season, and it ruins my weekend, honestly, because I hate watching. Ridley 83, and for the end last game, the Anzac Day game, the only important game of Essendon's fixture, because they're not making finals, he gets put full forward. That's terrible. He's the best kick in the team, and they don't kick it to him. The only way he gets the ball regularly is on kick-outs, or kick-ins, whatever you want to call it. This just doesn't make any sense. He's the best kick in the team that never gets the ball. And when he does, he has to force himself to get the ball. And then the team does nothing, and he turns it over. absolutely just... I hate this pick. And it's... Look, going into the season, the logic around this pick was good. People say, oh, well, you should have known not to pick him. Laverde was there, Redmond's there, and they signed Jake Kelly. He should not be playing lockdown doing nothing. He should just be the extra man in defense, taking intercepts, and, doing exactly what he does in Supercoach all the time. None of them are severely injured. Laverde got injured last game. It's just they're not doing what you signed other players to let him do. There's a reason why Essendon's 1-5 anyway, Went with De Koning on field because there was no way I was fielding Gibkiss. Coming off like a week's rest, I was just like, nah, not happening. But that's 40 points there, so that sucks. But I was always going to do this. I wasn't going to field Gibkiss. I don't think... Does that say? I think it says like field to bench. Yeah, see, a high percentage had him on bench. Over half of the people with him had him on bench. So, Hinge is going to be interesting. If he comes back, I'll field him. If not, he goes next week. Because after that, I know he's healed and he's going to play sub. So, you can't have sub players because the scoring is just not there. The midfield, this was a disaster this week. This is where all the points of this team's meant to come from, and it just didn't. So, McRae missed the ton against Adelaide, who were just like had the perfect game plan against the Dogs at stoppages. It was insane. They brought like I don't know if they would bring down a forward or bring up a defender, but they always had them outmanned, and they were tackling them instantly, winning possession of the ball. Just Ben Keys was insane for like the second half. This tough game, and his history versus Adelaide in Ballarat is pretty good, so expected a lot better. But this week he's got Essendon. I think Essendon he's got like a 140 and a 150 against, so he should bounce back here. Let's see if it loads. Yeah, 150 and a 137. So he should bounce back here. You expect it. McRae, Neil, captain, 108. Just, again, abysmal. This sucked. I don't even know. Like, Gold Coast weren't good. Raul was, of course, because everyone traded him out, Raul goes crazy. But that was always going to happen. Like, Raul could hit 103, like, pretty easily. He scored 150 or something like that, so it is what it is. I don't know how this happened, but actually, I do know. Zach Bailey had like 6 goals or something like that, so that took all the points. Took, in hindsight, this is hindsight. Like, you actually couldn't see this beforehand. Probably shouldn't have started him. Probably should have went McRae, Neil, Steele. That was... Or, actually, it was McRae, Steele, Oliver would be the correct one. You got to keep him. Obviously, you cannot trade this guy out. Like, just watch how he plays, and you'll go, yeah, all right, this guy's going to score good eventually. Like, you just look at his previous scores. He's got a 137 and a 140 in the system. Well, not anymore, but you know what I mean. He's got high averages, high scores versus pretty much every team in the comp. So this should fix up. It's just a problem of Stuart Dew's not a good coach. Gold Coast isn't a good team. It's a mix of things, And then there's teams like GWS that double tag him. Yeah. Second half of the season, I see him picking it up pretty good. I think is it? Oh, there's a finger mark on the camera. Petrarca, 87. I don't know what's going on here. I wanted Oliver, but there was just no way for me to get to him. Oliver, like, if I was to rank the options I had last week, and I had trades in for all of these guys, I had Oliver number 1, English number 2, Petrarca number 3. Oliver, I couldn't hit while, not double downgrading or something like that, because then I couldn't get Sicily, and then I didn't like the options under him. It is what it is. I couldn't get English because he hurt his calf or his hammy. I think he comes back next week. Not this week, next week. But even then, I don't know if you can instantly bring him in, because he's a big man. He's a tall guy. The leg injuries historically are not good for big guys. Look at basketball. You've got knee injuries end careers for big men. Look at Marshall. He's had like the same hamstring problem, quad problem for like last 3-4 weeks. Just lower body injuries are just not good for big men. So we'll see. It's hard to say if this impacts him, because from reports, and there's not many reports because Bevo is who he is. I think maybe at the end of the season it's time to look at a successor for him. I think it's just a little strain, and it's just we don't want it to get worse type injury. That's what I'm hoping. I think he slides back in though. Steph Martin's just not it anymore. Dacos, he has a high break even now of 80, but he can hit that. So either way, just got to stick with it and put him down back. When is their bye? Is that 12? 13, 14? It's 14. Alright, so I'm thinking 12 is where I get rid of Ridley, because Carlton are on their bye, and I want to swap Ridley to Doherty somehow. If I can do that, I'm happy. Put Dacos down back. I've got some, crisp Doherty, Hewitt, Sicily short, Dacos, and hopefully there's other rookies, because that's going to look bleak, actually. Coming weeks are going to look tough. Not many people are thinking forward to the buys, because it's still a while away, but yeah, that's going to be funny when that comes around. And not the funny haha version. Funny is in like, that's not good. Naish 56 had a good first quarter. Nothing happened after that. Team doesn't like finding him, even though he's one of the better people in the team. West Coast suck, and it is what it is. If you have Witherden, which I wouldn't have advised getting, because his role is just, it changes depending on who's playing. So I wouldn't have advised Witherden, but if you got him, it's paid off. He's got like 3 150s in a row. So yeah, it is what it is. West Coast are just bad. It's just the wheel of how AFL works. You're on the top at one moment, then you're like, back to rebuilding, then you'll be back on top, then you'll be back to rebuilding. Richmond have got the same thing going now. They're like holding it together, but they do kind of need to rebuild. They'll probably play out Dusty's career, and then they'll go back into a rebuild. Nick Martin is insane. He's really good, actually. Like, the highlight of the Anzac match was me watching Nick Martin. Just, he looks really good for someone so young. And another player that West Coast let go, so we'll see about that. They'll probably give him 3 or 4 first round picks or something like that, or something like. They'll give him high picks just to get him back, like they did Tim Kelly, and then he'll go back to shit. O'Driscoll fielded. I mean, yeah, that's 4 points. I don't really care about that. Grundy, I did hear he's out for a lengthy period of time now. He picked up a ankle injury towards the end of the game. It was about the third quarter or something like that. Fourth quarter, he was insane. He had I think a 90-point second half and a 60-point fourth quarter. It was something crazy, but if he's out for a lengthy period, got to trade him. Got called off to do something. Where was I here? Grundy was good, but if he's out for a lengthy period, you got to trade him. So, and there's actually a lot of good options. Like, you could go up to Gorn if you just have 100k sitting around. You could go to Darcy if you want to take a huge risk, but honestly, I think it pays off. Who's Darcy got next week? No one. Geelong don't have an actual competent ruck. They haven't had one for years. Where is this here? North. Well, all right. Sherry is pretty easy picking for an elite ruckman. Gold Coast, that one's not great. Wits is pretty good. And Collingwood. Maybe his fixture's not great, but it is what it is. Wits was very good. 143. Made up for me not taking Bruce, I guess. So this was, my biggest score of the week. But there was no way I was vice captaining him. Big O is actually a pretty good ruck, so it is what it is. Dunkley 142 in Ballarat. I don't think his scores are actually that good. I think he's like a scrapes 100 type of guy, but yeah, take it. One of the mids had to score big, and it was Dunkley. Heaney tried to get it going. That fourth quarter, dropped, I think it was 2 marks, which if he had kicked the goals, they probably would have given him like plus 20 for him. They love giving extra points to Heaney. It is what it is. I think this is floor. His floor is like an 80 score. So, because this wasn't a good performance. He was held to like 1 kick through the first half. It just wasn't good. He's got Brisbane next. Brisbane's not great for him, but Gold Coast and Essendon are really good. His floor is 80, honestly. Yeah, I like his fixture coming up. If I guess you got money laying around, you're paying really high for this guy. You probably want him to drop. What's his break even? Yeah, 123. Just hope he drops, and if he does, then you can bring him in. I wouldn't spend this much on him right now. I don't think any forward's worth this much. Not even Dunkley. Butters had gastro, so wasn't expecting a huge score. Just wanted him to play, honestly. Canelio plays for GWS, plays for Leon Cameron. CBAs were up a little bit, so we'll see how it goes going forward. It doesn't look great though. Sherry 68. This is like a run of bad scores from Sherry. He had the 100 that kind of broke it up in between, which is good because it resets his break even. But he's had a couple of these like mediocre to just flat out bad scores. This site, man, I wish it would work, but did he miss? No, he didn't. That's the wrong section. Like 79's not great. 81, 46, 68. It's just the 100 that breaks it up in between. Other than that, he's been fine. Dixon, calf injury. Hayes, torn ACL, out for the year. And Rochelle has an 85 break even. This is not good here. And, I could have got, an extra 20 points, 19 points from that. I just wasn't looking at the game on, Friday night or Saturday night. So, yeah, actually, I'm not going to bother because I'm trading him. As for trades this week, because I do think Grundy's out for a while, I don't know, but I think he's out I want to say 10 weeks or something like that. I heard, again, Twitter rumors and back sites and dark web or whatever, but he's out for a lengthy period of time that Collingwood are a bit worried. If he's out, I'm going for the money option, which is Hayes. So bring him up. Sam Hayes, not great, but his break even is super low. What is it? It's negative 97. He'll go up at minimum 100k. Lyset is out for a while, and Hayes has looked all right. He hasn't super impressed or anything, but he's looked all right. And then, so that's the one down. I guess I have to go one down, one up again, but it's is it really? I think it's like one down, one sideways. I want to trade for Shelley. Hayes I can hold for a week. He's not going to drop in price, so you can hold him. And shit, what do I do here? Move Martin forward, and then actually no, I'll go Naish forward. Naish, and here I want, because he's bottomed out in price, and this is probably the last time I can realistically get him. Come on, where is he? Clayton Oliver, the option I wanted last week. Leaves me 115 in the bank. Hopefully that goes towards an extra forward, because I'd like just one more. I don't like having to field two of these guys. If I can get, say, English comes back and he looks fit, he looks fine, I might go like a Sherry to English or a Naish to English, or even Hayes to English, we'll see. Hinge, it does look like next week's trades are Hinge and Hayes. I don't know if that's a 1 up, 1 down, or if it's a 2 downgrade deal, but yeah, that's what it looks like. And I don't know, who's captain? Let's see. No. Am I on the right week? Yeah. I mean, Brayshaw, nah, I wouldn't do that. So probably get Mark O'Connor to tag him. No. Yes. So him Vice. And I've got my Loop. And Grey captain. Alright, so that's what I'm going to be going. Yeah, let me know what you guys are doing. It's a bit of a tough week this week. Got a couple of injuries and a couple of people to trade in, trade out. So yeah, let me know what your trades are. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. Tasty out.